Hello and welcome back to Rock and Bear for NFL Week 5. Rock, how was your week last week?
Average. Very average. Let's talk about last night's game just for 1 second.
Sure, last night's game was Rams went to see Seattle. Seattle squeaked out by a missed field goal. I think the Rams could have had that game. Rock, what did you think?
The halftime adjustments by McVay were superior. It really looked like the Rams were going to win the game. Then they get that fluke interception, and I guess it was just kind of justice, but McVay out-coached Carroll's second half. Something to remember now that they're 3-2 in probably the toughest division in football.
Sure, I agree. That is a tough division. Definitely some powerhouses.
Yes.
So that was a good way to finish Thursday. Let's go ahead and look at this weekend's games coming up. Sunday's games start with Arizona going to see Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they don't have anything to do with Arizona. I think Arizona's going to get a respectable win on the road against Cincinnati. I like them big. Rock, what do you think?
Cincinnati's given up 4.5, and I like Arizona also. I like them to cover, and I think they might win, so I'll go with the upset.
All right,
Okay.
upset it is. We got the Dogs going in the first game. A big game down south. Atlanta, this is a must-win for them, but on the road it's going to be tough against Houston. They have a lot to prove after last week. I think they're going to be able to run the ball like they've been doing all season. If they can protect Watson, which Atlanta's defense has not been able to get to the quarterback this season, they're going to win on third down after some tape review after last week. I like Houston at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Atlanta got crushed by Tennessee last week.
Yep.
They're either going to win this game or they're going to throw in the hat and start trading some of their good receivers and get ready for next year. So Houston's they're giving up 5. I'm going to take Houston to win, but Atlanta to cover the 5 because I think they're going to keep it close.
Field goal?
It's do or die for Atlanta.
Alrighty, so do or die for sure. Another big game down south, Tampa Bay going to see New Orleans. New Orleans had a big game at home last week against the Cowboys. I think this is their kryptonite going against Tampa Bay's defense. They're number 1 against the run, so Kamara is going to have to really get some magic out of the hat. I think Teddy's done if Kamara can't run, so that's my Tampa Bay pick. Rock, what do you think?
I think that the New Orleans won without scoring a touchdown versus the Bears. Tampa's in the same division, knows them well. If Jameis Winston has that kind of game, I see the end of Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, last week, with his wheels, he got sacked 5 times by the Cowboys.
Yep.
So what's Tampa going to do? And I just think that that Tampa's going to win this one outright.
There we go. Awesome. Dogs again there.
Dogs.
Woof, woof. We got Minnesota going to see the Giants. I know we're different on this one. I think Minnesota has a chip on their shoulder after losing to the Bears. They're going to keep running the ball. They're not going to change their game plan. Dalvin Cook should have a field day against the Giants' run defense. This is a big test for the rookie, seeing Minnesota's pressure some defense. I like Minnesota on the road, Rock. What do you think?
I'm going to go the other way, and I'll tell you why. Stephon Diggs was on TV yesterday, and they asked him about trade rumors, and he goes, well, there's always some validity to a rumor. Thielen's not happy. He called out Cousins. I'm predicting a total collapse for Minnesota. I'm predicting the Giants to win this game outright. They're getting 4.5. Shepard receiver, Ingram receiver, and how about Superman Barkley? 12 days ago, high ankle sprain, out 6 to 8 weeks. He was sprinting yesterday. This guy is Superman, and he has not been ruled out. I'm taking the Giants, another dog outright win.
Sure, I think Barkley is more of a press buzz than anything. They need him to be able to have any chance against Minnesota, so we'll see how that game fares. The next game, Saxonville going to see Carolina. I think Carolina's not getting enough credit. They barely won last week with a turnover right at the end of the game. Their defense, the home field advantage. Allen's looking good at number 2 quarterback in the NFL right now. And I like Carolina at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, they got Minshew mustache magic. He's got 2 in a row. We got Miles Jack versus Kuechly. Miles Jack shuts down the Stanford guy. McCaffrey. If they shut him down, which has got to be their main objective, they still got to stop Greg Olsen. Jacksonville, they're going to be stopping Fournette. I like Jacksonville with 3.5. I think it's going to be close, but I think Carolina will win the game.
Sure, definitely be a big contest down south.
The battle of the backups.
The battle of the backups.
We can call that one.
Number 2 quarterbacks have a big appearance so far in this NFL season. A lot of big number 2s for sure. We got Mac is jacked going against his old team in Oakland. I also think Chicago with Chase Daniels, our local boy from Southlake, is going to go ahead and take the game away from Oakland Raiders. They can't run versus the Bears. They can't give Carr the time he needs versus the Bears. Too many things point to Chicago. Rock. I'm taking Chicago. What do you think?
The game's in London.
Yep.
Which is kind of interesting. Chicago at 3-1, really key. They can afford to lose. Detroit's there. So is Green Bay. But I like Chase Daniels. Let me make this prediction right now. All right? Chase wins the job.
Sure.
He's got better wheels. He's played behind Drew Brees. He played calling the signals with our high school, Southlake, won the state championship. I think he's a proven winner that's never had a chance, and I think he actually wins the job, and the Bears win by 21.
Sure, I agree. I definitely think Chase looked in command of the offense. Coming in, I had concerns after the first couple drives. He looks good in the spread. He knows how to get the ball downfield. If it's short or long, I like Chase.
And he's a bulldog. He's not afraid to run.
Yeah, no, he's got some...
This guy's a bulldog.
He's got some pounds behind him.
He's what, 6 feet, 225 or something?
Yeah.
He's big and fast.
He's big and fast.
All righty then.
He's fast for his 11th year, that's for sure. A big game for New England. They should run away with this one against Washington. Undefeated New England. They've had a soft schedule. That might be why they lead the NFL in interceptions and sacks. Washington's rookie quarterback Haskins gave the ball away 3 times last week. I expect the same kind of performance against New England's tough defense. I'm taking New England by 20, Rock. What do you think?
Well, I want to blame Dan Snyder for insisting that they play Haskins last week. He didn't even get a whole lot of first reps. Gruden likes McCoy, and I don't think that I think they're stupid to throw Haskins in, even at home versus New England. I think New England wins this one 35-3.
Sure, I think we're on the same page. At least a big blowout.
And the line's only 15, people, so you might want to take that to the bank.
Hop on it. All right, we got Buffalo going to see Tennessee.
Oh.
Buffalo, they stopped Brady. They kept him, about 50% completion rate. One of Brady's worst games in his career. That wasn't enough for them to get the win. I think Buffs, they have quarterback questions, so I'm kind of hesitant to take them. I like them, but I'm not taking them. I'm taking Tennessee. With their tough defense, Mariota has not turned the ball over all season. I expect him to...
That's impressive.
I expect him and Henry to seal the deal for Tennessee at home, Rock. What do you think?
Well, Tennessee's with Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and the fourth team in that division. Houston, Jacksonville, Indy, and Tennessee. They're all 2-2.
They're all pretty tough.
So I think Tennessee wins at home. I think that they cover, so we're on the same page there.
There we go. Alrighty. Moving on to the next game. The Jets going to see Philly. Unless Bell puts up 200 yards and really carries the offense, no Darnold. They're going to have Falk as the starting quarterback. He's probably shaking in his boots. Philly looked hot last week. They're rested. They're ready to go win at home. Rock, I'm taking Philly. What do you think?
Wentz had the best game in a long time. No mistakes. They beat the Packers handily. Usually, when you have a big game, you have a letdown. Fortunately, they're playing the Jets, so I can't see a letdown. I think they're going to cover the 14. They're going to win outright for sure.
Sure, Jets definitely have a better defense. Philly has a good defense, but a better offense. I think we're on the same page. Going to see another big game, Baltimore at Pitt. Pitt made it interesting last week, but I think Baltimore's got more to prove. They're going to have a much stronger running game. Pittsburgh can't stop Baltimore in the run. As long as Lamar does good clock management with running the ball and getting the ball down on crucial third downs, Baltimore by 10. Rock, what do you think?
Ooh, by 10 on the road with an arch rival?
Yep.
Well, after losing to Cleveland at home last week, this will be one of those bounce back games. Baltimore's favored by 2.5. They cover and win.
Alrighty. Moving on. Denver finally popped their cherry getting sacks. Miller showed up. Nick Chubb's out for the season, so they might not see as many sacks against the Chargers. Chargers have Melvin Gordon back. We'll see if he gets any touches. He was back last week, but didn't see any play time. Rivers should be big against Denver's defense. I like the Chargers on the road. At home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Denver might be the worst team in football. Chargers are 2-2. They haven't looked really good. Like you said, Melvin Gordon's back. He will play. It's a 6.5-point line. Chargers win by 7.
Chargers win by 7.
Yes,
Alrighty.
sir.
So the big game, Dallas against Green Bay. They're hosting them. Dallas at home. This is their bounce back game. I think they have a lot to prove after that disappointing loss against New Orleans. Green Bay is going to want to make Dak pass. They have a good way to stop the run. They didn't have any sacks last week, even though they were the sack leader going into it. I like Dallas at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I got to say this. I don't like Zeke. He runs right into the line. He looked like garbage. Who would you rather have, Zeke or Kamara? I'd rather have Kamara. He could juke. I just think Zeke is overrated. I think that the play calling last week was weak. I think Green Bay, as they have a rookie coach, Dallas is giving up 3.5. They had 5 sacks last week. Rodgers doesn't have wheels. Much to my dismay, I'm gonna take the Packers to cover, but Dallas to win. I think that's a 3.5-point line.
Alrighty, it should be an interesting game to say the least. Colts, are they for real? Are they going to be able to have T.Y. Hilton suit up? Even if he does, he's not going to be 100%. KC, Mahomes didn't have a touchdown last week, and they still won. They still put up more than 30 points. KC has too many tools. Their defense is going to shut Indy down, taking KC by 14. Rock, what do you think?
I'm definitely on the same page there. Indy, yes. KC, Mahomes, they're going to be fighting New England for that home field advantage. And fortunately for New England, their division's a lot weaker.
Sure.
All righty.
All right, the final game, Monday night. A big test for both teams. Cleveland's feeling like they're riding on cloud 9 right now after their big upset against Baltimore. San Francisco coming off a bye week at home, number 3 defense. I'm taking San Francisco. It's going to be close, but I like San Fran at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Jimmy G's 11-2, and that goes over to 6 in a row last year. So whenever you've had a great game like Cleveland had, there's always the emotional letdown. They're going from the East Coast to the West Coast. They're only getting 3.5, and I'm going to have to go with San Francisco to win and cover. Now, that's all we have. We can chat, kind of briefly about what we think might happen. And I'm just thinking that the NFC with the South, with Tampa, Carolina coming on, New Orleans good. That's a tough division. The Green Bay Packers, Detroit, Bears. That's a tough division.
And what about Dallas and the Eagles? That's another tough division.
Well, that's all there is there. All right, there's just 2 teams. When we go to the NFC West, they got 3. They got the Rams, who are angry. They've got Seattle, and they got the undefeated San Francisco 49ers. The NFC looks so much more competitive than the AFC, where it's going to be KC and New England. And can you think of anyone else that might sneak in there? Because I can't.
Not off the top of my head.
All right. Well, hey, I think that just about wraps it up for week 5.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and comment if you like our picks or disagree. We'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.